Hi guys! So I asked you what you wanted to see on Instagram, and somebody requested we do a beginner's tutorial series to help them learn the basics and all that. So this is the first installment, episode 1, and today is going to be about different weights and what size hooks you need and all that. So we do have a size 3 here, which we'll get into in a minute. So if you're not subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. And if you have another spare second, hop on over to my Twitch, Scholar's Crochet. It's free. It really means a lot on the road to 50 followers. So, when you get a cupcake, these are the smaller ones at Michael's. It comes up wrapped like this, and you get a pom-pom. And it comes like that. So, you want to read the weights, so you know what size, texture. So this is a size 3. Okay, now right here, if you were to knit, it says you're going to need a US 6. And on the opposite side is a pattern. Okay, so the hook size you need is, I lost the paper. So for the crocheting, you need a US G6. And then for the needles, you need a 6. Now, how you read needles is... Now, I do have a G, but all my hooks have gone missing. Except for those. So, I'll just show you what my H. So, a G is a 6. According to the paper. This is an H, which is a 5. And then for the needle, you can tell by looking at the bottom. This is a 11, 8mm. Now, the reason why the hook size is so important is because if you use the wrong sized hook, your stitches will be either bigger or smaller. So that says a G, which is a smaller hook. Like this is a F, which is a size smaller. So, as you can see, look at the difference. So if you were to use this on this size yarn, your stitches are going to be way big. They'll be bigger, so it won't look as nice. So if you don't have the exact hook, try to go a size smaller if you can. So now I'm going to show you textures. So this is a self-striping ball yarn. And all that means is the colors change on their own. Okay, so I was in the wrong app, so I don't know what the quality of the first part is. Hopefully it's alright. So this is the texture of a weight 3. As you can see, it's quite small, but it's still got a good weight to it, so it's not too hard to work with. And I'm going to compare it to a weight 4 now. Okay, so here is the weights compared. The white one is a 4. As you can see, 3 is it's about half of 4. So then we move up. Of course, the yarn sizes start with 1. They go up to 2, 3, 4, and then now 5. Now, there are different sizes of 5 and 6. Like this one is a regular, and then this one's a bulky. So these are both 5s, but you can really see the difference. This red one is a lot softer, and so it looks a lot thicker. Now there's a lot of different types of yarn that you can purchase. Like this is a regular ball of yarn. Of course, many brands as well. Weight 4 acrylic, size I hook. Well, this one says J, but I usually use an I hook. So most of the yarn you're gonna want to buy is a 4 if you're just getting started, and it comes in simple colors. So this is what a regular ball looks like, and then we do have the options of. We do have the options of the Karen cakes, which is a self-striping ball of yarn, which means the color changes happen on their own. This one comes with a little pom-pom. That's why I like it. Then we have our Karen cakes. And as you can see, they're about twice the size. So a Karen cake, you get, let's see. Trying to see what yard, oh, right here. 7.1 ounces. And then for this baby one, you get 3.5. So this one's a little more than double. So this one is the same, self-striping yarn. And this is also a weight 4. With see, this is an H hook also. For most weight 4s, I use an I, but try to use whatever it says on the label. So another type of yarn that you may find is this one, a Karen and Pantone. If you watched my live stream, I did an example on this, but it actually gives you the colors listed. This is a bulky 5 J hook. Now what's cool about this one is you have to unravel the yarn yourself and roll it up yourself, which is interesting. And then the last one I'm going to show you is this. This is a self-striping ball of yarn as well, but this one has, when you get it like this, it's the color changes a lot faster. So if you're working like on a blanket or something, these are the way to go. Because with these, the color changes aren't as frequent. So if you're looking for like a blanket with color changes every once in a while, I recommend those. But if you want them more often, these are the way to go. And those also come in a variety of colors. These are all weight 4s. So, when you are working with the yarn colors and the textures and weights, you need to make sure all the weights are the same. And I'll show you what I mean. So here I have a blanket that is a weight 4. They're all weight 4s, different, or same weight, same everything. Same textures. And it changes smoothly. There's no bumps or anything. But say this is all weight 4. I don't recommend ever adding a weight 5. If you do that, it just makes this the next row extremely thick. And it just ruins it all together. So whenever you're working on a project, whether it's flat or round, always use the same hook and same yarn texture, like weight 4. That way you get a smooth circle and or flat surface. So if you're working on a product like a hat and you run out of the color you're using, that's completely fine. You can just cast on and add the new color. Just make sure it's the same weight and you'll be fine. And of course the fun of the yarn doesn't have to be necessarily blankets, hats, amigurumi, stuff like that. It can be anything, really. This was a crocheted flower that I added to a plastic canvas. And this is going to become a tissue holder. So you take your yarn and you just crochet the regular pieces. I made this separate, made the 2 leaves. Then I tied them on the bottom. This side is on the inside of the tissue box, so it's not seen. Then you just attach the yarn and just work in rows. And I don't have a complete one, but here is a piece of one of the gingerbread houses that I'm making currently. The possibilities with yarn is endless, really. Here's another one. And of course, if you make hats, you can always use the yarn to make pom-poms. Which I actually have a pom-pom maker. I actually have a machine to help me. But anyways, that is the different textures, the many different possibilities of what you can do with yarn. So I hope you enjoyed episode 1. I will see you in a live stream later. Probably tomorrow. I'll be live streaming something. And then tomorrow I'll be having a video. Either tomorrow or the next day. About getting started with single crochet and just chaining. But I'll see you later. Bye, guys.